Hey, it's your girl Kim Brooks, and y'all probably heard about this. Honestly, when I watched Christian Keys live, I was very sad, like many of you. Disappointed, upset. But I definitely wanted to come on here because something is off. So, I'm from Michigan. Christian Keys is also from Michigan. He was born in Detroit, raised in Flint by foster parents. So praise God for keeping him and protecting him, because unfortunately he was saying how one of the foster moms abused him, unfortunately. And so I'm thankful that he made it through that. He's a very successful actor. He's very talented. And I recall when he was in local plays here in the Detroit area. So when he went online and went live, it was like, as he kept talking, it was very saddening and disheartening. Now, I know everybody's speculating like, okay, who is it? Is it this person, that person, this person? But I wanted to point out some of the things he said that lead me to believe who I think it is. He mentioned 3 different people. And if you didn't hear it, I think he still has it up on his Instagram. It's like an hour, 20 minutes, something like that. So listen again, but I just want to share my takeaways from it. And then also want to share some insight as to maybe why he did this, which unfortunately, it's not good. Okay. He mentioned his assailant is a billionaire. There are not a lot of billionaires as far as black billionaire. He said he was a black billionaire. There's about 5 to 7 black billionaires in America. He said it was a black billionaire director. He even spoke of an instance where this person came to his apartment to offer him a lead role, or at least he thought that was what it was before he propositioned him, offered him $100,000 to strip. So, director, black billionaire director. He also mentioned that, I know some people were like, well, he said it was not while he was working. He was not working with him. The instance he was speaking of was when he was not working with him. And the initial instance that it first happened was 2005. That's when he thought he was coming to his apartment to offer him a job. But yes, he's worked with him since then. But that particular instance, that time, he was not working with him at that time. The other thing he kind of mentioned, someone, I guess, commented and said, have you seen the documentary? Because his response was, no, I haven't seen the documentary. So someone that has a documentary that recently released, black billionaire, director, kind of narrows it down, right? And he also said that if you heard his voice on the recordings that he has on his pen, that you would immediately recognize it. So that cancels out most of the billionaires on the list, because if I heard Robert Smith's voice, even though I do think he's one of the instances, not this one, but another instance, but if I heard like another black billionaire's voice, I would not immediately recognize it. So when you put all that together, all roads lead to Mr. Perry. Now, he still hasn't said who it is. Now they're talking about he liked a tweet saying that it's not Mr. Perry. I'm like, come on now. My concern is this little bunny trail we're being led on, and this breadcrumbing, messing with folks' emotions, incriminating possibly innocent people, not clearing it up. And so I have a theory. I pray it's not true, but I definitely have a theory. But first, I want to commend Mr. Keys for coming out. It takes a lot of bravery to come out, share his truth, because a lot of people may not have had the courage to do that. And I know people process things differently, especially if they're assaulted or abused, or in this case, attempted to be abused, because thankfully he pushed the person's hand away to keep from being abused. So definitely my prayers go out to him. However, my concern is the way he's going about it. I mean, I do believe Cassie empowered a lot of people to come out. Yes, I'm thankful that she did that. But look at how Cassie went about it versus this. Cassie, her lawyers filed a 35-page court document. They filed suit. That was their first move, was to file suit. The documents leaked or got out because it's public information. Then when it got out publicly, that's when the public went wild, social media-wise. But her first move was the proper channel to file suit. Christian, his first move is the court of public opinion in the form of social media by dangling things in front of us and saying things like, I'm about to turn my evidence into the police. So he's saying what he's going to do instead of actually doing it. And to me, that's not a good look, because I personally feel like this is a money grab. I feel like he is trying to get Tyler Perry's attention, and for whatever reason, settle with Tyler Perry privately outside of the courts, because it is past the statutes of limitations, so that he can get hush money from Mr. Perry. I mean, he mentioned that there are men on the payroll getting $100,000 a year just at Tyler Perry's or at the person's beckoning call. So maybe Mr. Keys is like, hey, he got money to spare. He's a billionaire. Hook me up. Now, I know this is wild accusation, but the only reason I'm saying this is because the way he's going about it, he's not clearing the person's name. It's been a few days already. And I believe he's waiting to get that call from Mr. Perry to say, hey, let's make this go away. What do you want? The reason I say that, too, is because even though I haven't followed Mr. Keys a lot, he is an aspiring executive producer. And I'm a producer as well. I'm an author coming out with, similar story, produced my first play, about to produce movies, da-da-da-da-da. I know for movies and producing anything, you need a lot of cash. If you want like a Hollywood level type movie, now for Black Hollywood, you only need about $3 million versus more for other genres. But that's for like a decent budget, You could even, now independent films, which is the route I'm taking, you need a lot less. So praise God. So I just feel like Mr. Keys is trying to get a call from Mr. Perry and going to want his name cleared and want this to go away. And guess what? I don't think Mr. Perry's going to call him. I don't think he's going to fold. I think he's going to be like, you did all this, so go ahead and say the name, player. That's what I think is going to happen. It's almost like he's trying to do a shakedown. I don't think Mr. Perry is going to do it. So we may never know. He may never say the name because I don't think he's going to get the call from Mr. Perry. So this is running out. So if you want to catch part 2, I'm going to share some comparisons between Christian Keys and Terry Crews and how I feel there were some disparities there and how we're treating this whole thing. And I want to share some other comparisons as well. So since this is running out, I'm just going to stop it here, and then I'm going to do part 2. Share your comments. I know I'm reaching, but I'm just sharing. I'm just going by what it looks like, because he's not, the way he's moving, it's not looking like, I'm not saying it didn't happen. I believe it happened. But I believe he wants something from this in the form of cash. All right. Share your comments. Follow for more for part 2. Peace. Be and stay encouraged. Peace.